I'm proud to be the president and CEO of the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce. It's a special pleasure to welcome our guests of honor and our honorees today, Mr. Jason Loeb. Sure, let's hear it. Alfredo Gonzalez, Luis and Jessica Fuentes, and Ceci Velasco. On the applause meter, I think Ceci had it by a little bit there. At this beautiful hotel, we are really privileged to be back for, I think it's our third or fourth consecutive year. And I want to now call to the microphone the new Area Director for Destination Hotels and Eden Rock Miami Beach, in essence, the general manager of this beautiful facility, Sean Gracie. Sean, if he would join me. And before Sean addresses you, I have a little surprise for Sean. We're going to kind of embarrass him a little bit. I was told that tomorrow is his birthday. So I think we should do a little happy birthday and welcome him to Miami Beach. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Sean.
Thank you very much. I don't know how to top that one, that's for sure. So I guess this is my family now. But welcome to Eden Rock. We're glad to be able to host and have you here this afternoon. What a great time to be in Miami. It's an exciting time. We're excited to be here, and we're excited to be part of the next 100 years of Eden Rock. If you haven't seen or heard about the future of this wonderful resort, I'll give you a little bit of insight. It comes with jackhammers, which I think all of us understand when you have progress, jackhammers are part of it. But we're in the middle of a multi-million-dollar revitalization of this wonderful resort, starting from the entry-level way. And no, we're not adding any more parking, but hopefully we'll be able to take care of the parking situation sooner. And it'll go all the way to the ocean as well. We've got a new partnership with Nobu Hospitality, which I think a lot of us are proud to be able to have Nobu and their restaurant here. So our signature restaurant and the lobby bar will now be part of the Nobu piece. And then 200 of the 631 rooms of this legendary resort will be part of a Nobu hotel experience as well. So we're glad to be doing business in Miami, and part of Destination Hotels, which have the privilege of managing this wonderful, iconic hotel. We're bullish on Miami, and we're excited to be in Miami Beach. So thank you very much. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Sean, and happy birthday tomorrow. By the way, at the end of the luncheon, we have a drawing, so hopefully you all put your business cards in the bowl, and there's a drawing for a gift item from the beautiful Eden Rock, and we thank you, Sean, for that. It is now my pleasure to bring to the podium your MC for the day, a man who really doesn't need much of an introduction, but it's our chairman of the board, Michael Goldberg, Senior VP, Gibraltar Bank, Private Bank and Trust.
You're getting real good at that, Jerry. I like it. Welcome, everybody. It's no wonder when you look at the list of honorees that we have here that we have 350 people that have responded. I know some are still stuck in traffic, so we appreciate your patience. But this is going to be one of our stellar and probably best events of the year next to our gala, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But thank you, Jerry, and thank you all for being here. And I want to thank the Chamber staff. These events don't happen by themselves. The Chamber team does a great job. I want to give them a round of applause. Thank you, Chamber team. If you're around, raise your hand. Thank you. Today's luncheon continues the Miami Beach Chamber's tradition of recognizing the accomplishments of outstanding business professionals who help to strengthen the foundation of our community at large. I'd like to acknowledge and thank today's sponsors who have made this event possible. Our title sponsor, Bank United, who you'll be hearing from in a little bit. Presenting sponsors, FIU, Graduate School of Business, Executive and Professional MBA programs, Greenberg Trarg, Pathman Lewis, and our table sponsors, Eden Rock Miami Beach, Centerplate, the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, BNI Miami Beach, Sudsies, ARBA, the Alton Road Business Association, thank you for being here, City National Bank, Baptist Health South Florida, C1 Bank, Crescent Heights, Atlantic Broadband, Cafe Avante, Mango's Tropical Cafe, One Sotheby's, and IGT Media. Thank you for your support. We're privileged to have many dignitaries and distinguished guests in the room today. I'll ask that when I call your name, please stand to be recognized, and if we can hold the applause to the end, I'd appreciate that. Steve Atkins, President, Miami-Dade Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Miami Beach, Michael Aller. Former State Representative Elaine Bloom. City of Miami Beach Assistant City Manager Kathy Brooks. Lucia Dougherty, past Chairman of the Board of the Miami Beach Chamber. My dad, Bart Goldberg, where are you, Dad? I gotta give Dad a little extra kudos. Past Chairman of the Board of the Chamber of Commerce. City of Miami Beach Commissioner Michael Grieco. North Bay Village Commissioner Eddie Lim. Former State Representative Marcelo Lorente. Jason Lowe, past Chairman of the Board. Lillian Lopez, President and CEO, South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Past Chairman of the Board and City of Miami Beach Commissioner Joy Malakoff. Michael Milberg, past Chairman of the Board. City of Miami Beach City Manager Jimmy Morales. State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle. Gerald K. Schwartz, past Chairman of the Board. Stephen Sonnereis, President and CEO of Mount Sinai. He's actually hopefully on his way, going through customs, right, Michael? So hopefully we'll see him shortly. Former State Representative and City of Miami Beach Commissioner Richard Steinberg. Former State Senator Paul Steinberg. And City of Miami Beach Commissioner Mickey Steinberg. So the Steinbergs are all in the house. Also, former City of Miami Beach Commissioner Nancy Liebman. I think Nancy's here. Thank you for coming. I'd also like to recognize, I think I'm going on 15 months as chairman of the chamber, and nothing happens by itself. Everything happens through our board and through our councils. And I'd like to ask any of my board members for the Board of Governors or Pillar Trustee boards, please stand to be recognized. And I'd like to also thank our chair of the Pillar Trustee Board, who has been a longtime chamber member. She had chaired the Real Estate Council, and I appointed her last October to be the Pillar Trustee Chair. Madeline Romanello, One Sotheby's International. Madeline, where are you? Thank you for everything that you do. At this time, I'd like to thank Bank United for their continued commitment to hosting this event, and invite Jerry Latrento, the Senior Executive Vice President of Retail and Business Banking at Bank United, to come up and say a few words. Jerry?
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. We're really proud to partner with the Miami Beach Chamber and the business community, and we've done that for the past several years. I'd like to just quickly recognize a few of our key team members that are here today. Eris Sandler, who's our retail executive for Dade County. Many of you know Eris. Gus Trishell, who is in our commercial real estate group, and Jack Conrad and his partner in crime, Eddie Sorbet. Jack, of course, is a board member and very active here on Miami Beach. As you know, we really cater and specialize in looking at small business. I think many of you have total appreciation for how difficult and how you have to continue to innovate your business, and the awards today are really about that, acknowledging the innovation that many of you have had and continued to evolve your business and be successful. That's really kind of what our company is about, understanding business and bringing more of a concierge style to banking. We're proud to continue to be a part of the South Florida business community, and our managers investing their time, and Jack is a great example of that with his community involvement here in Miami Beach. And I just wanted to quickly mention, we released our earnings yesterday. We're happy to continue to grow and expand our company. We were recently acknowledged by Forbes as the third best bank in America, and that doesn't come without a lot of hard work and a lot of continued innovation. So again, we're proud to be a part of the Miami Beach community and the Chamber. I want to again acknowledge and congratulate those businesses that are going to have awards today. for continuing to be innovators. And thank you for having us today, and enjoy your lunch.
And I got to give a shout out to Eris Sandler, my former boss at Colonial Bank, who's on the Bank United team. Good to see you, and thanks for your support. And what you do in the community in Broward is unbelievable. The community leader there. Thank you. Good seeing you, Eris. Thank you all for your commitment to the Chamber. A few housekeeping notes so you can calendar some of our events. And we have a good problem at the Chamber that our events normally sell out at least 2 to 3 weeks before the event. So I highly recommend when you see an event that you want to go ahead and RSVP, because they do sell out and we do have to turn people away. We have a pillar breakfast coming up where we're going to be recognizing our first responders of our community at the Alexander Hotel on Friday, February 20th. That's going to be fire, police, and ocean rescue will be on at that event. So go ahead, and that is a complimentary event for pillar representatives, and if you're not a pillar, you can't attend at a nominal fee. The Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce Golf Classic, which will be hosted Friday, February 27th, sponsored by the Boucher Brothers and Dr. Eno Halegua with the Cardiology Center. I believe the golf spots are sold out, Valerie? No? Do we have any golf spots left for that? Maybe, but we do have some sponsor opportunities for that event, so you may want to check into that. The Better Beach Awards, sponsored by City National Bank, honoring the real estate community, will be held on March 21st at the Lowe's Hotel. The deadline for submissions for nominations for that is still February 2nd, so you do have some time to still submit a nomination. And of course, if we can just, guys, we'll get through the program, and I know everybody wants to network, but I want to make sure everyone gets this information, okay? Plenty of time to network after. And our 93rd annual dinner gala and silent auction, which will be May 9th at the Fontainebleau. For those of you who were at our gala last year, you know that was an unbelievable event. It was our largest gala ever. We had 1,300 people. It's going to be a repeat performance this year, and I'm pleased to announce that we're going to be honoring Stanley Tate with our Lifetime Achievement Award, Rabbi Glickstein from Temple Beth Shalom with the Distinguished Service Award, the Lieberman family with the Excellence in Tourism Award, and Bernie Human with the City National Bank High Tide Outstanding Achievement Award. We hope that you will all be in attendance for this great event, and we look forward to seeing you there. Continuing on, today we're here to discuss leadership and ways that individuals have gone above and beyond the call of duty to give back to this community that we call home. So let's go ahead and begin with our first tribute. Today we have a special tribute to a former member of the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce team. Before I call Jerry Libin up, I'd like to take a personal privilege as chairman. I took over the chairmanship about 15 years ago after being on the board for 23 years, and I had the opportunity to work very closely with Ceci Velasco. And I got to tell you something, and I've had a lot of people work for me over the years. The commitment that she gave, in her 4.5 years, almost 5 years at the Chamber, her dedication is unsurpassing. It's very hard to get people, whether or not I had to call her at 9 o'clock at night or on the weekend. She was always there, and I want to personally thank her for being there for me when I took over the chairmanship 15 months ago. Thank you, Ceci. We appreciate it, and I'm proud to be able to up here and say that. Thank you, Ceci. At this time, I'd like to call up Jerry Libin to come back on stage and join me as we honor Ceci Velasco for her years of dedication to the Chamber. That was quick, Jerry.
Ceci and I both were hired by the Chamber of Commerce in March of 2010. Many of you were members of the Chamber prior to that time, and I think for those of you that I've spoken to, I think you'll all agree that it's a different chamber today. We're about 2.5 times as large. We have about 250 programs a year. We're extremely busy, and as Michael said, we're fortunate that a lot of the programs sell out. A lot of the success that we enjoy is attributable to Ceci. And I want you to understand that, the skills that I brought to the table were not the same skills that Ceci brought. It was really integral, particularly in the administrative areas, in policies and procedures. She's really top-notch. And a lot of the things that we have today that are set in policy and set in place are directly because of the efforts and time that she put in to massage the things that we already had and make them even better. David, Wallach, and Mangos are indeed fortunate to now have Ceci as their Chief Operating Officer, and it is our loss, but the good news is she's in our community, she's readily available to us, and will be on our board of directors representing Mangos. So, Ceci, thank you very, very much. And personally, I also want to say that, for the 3.5 years that I served on the commission while also being the president of the chamber, Ceci took on that added burden, of being the face and the interface between the chamber and the city, and did an outstanding job. One other thing I'd like to highlight that Ceci brought was she raised the bar and increased the female participation, not only on our boards, where she was the staff liaison to the Pillar Board, but she brought more C-level women to the table. She brought more women in general, started a C-level program, and just did an incredible job. Let's thank Ceci. And to continue that, I want to bring our city manager, Jimmy Morales, up to add a few words. Jimmy's a very good friend of Ceci's, and Jimmy was a board member of the Miami Beach Chamber. And Jimmy, if you'd like to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. I got to know Ceci actually several hats ago when I was a private lawyer representing, in that case, Smith & Walensky, and Ceci was working at the city at that time. And she, even then, she was phenomenal in working with local businesses and phenomenal in understanding the link between the city, the chamber, the local business community. Not only was she extremely professional and forthcoming, but I realized this is somebody who could one day become a friend. And we stayed in touch, and then when she joined the chamber, I was one of those folks that she recruited to come over and got me involved with the Pillar Trustees and very involved with the chamber. And I saw from inside the incredible things this organization does. And I agree with Jerry, what she contributed to this organization in a significant way. And then when I changed my hats again to come on as a city manager, working closely obviously with Jerry and with Ceci and the partnership, which having worked in a lot of different communities and a lot of different political roles, the partnership that you see between the city of Miami Beach, the community, and this chamber. And Ceci has been not just about promoting business, about promoting the community, about encouraging involvement by women and minorities, and at the end of all of that, we also became dear, dear friends, and I'm honored that you asked me to say a few words. I couldn't imagine anyone better to be honored.
Ceci, if you would. Ceci, please join us on stage. Let's get a photo of her with this first, then we'll do the Bible.
Open it up. Right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not sure where this is going. Okay, test. Try it with the regular mics. Oh, there we go.
Now it's working.
All right, now we got it. Hello?
Now-
We have some volume here? All right,
Nope, go ahead.
I'm going to just read it to you. Presented to Ceci Velasco, special recognition for outstanding service and leadership to the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce, March 2010 to December 2014. It has the Bank United logo on it. Chambers of Business Awards Luncheon, January 23rd, 2015, Eden Rock, Miami Beach. Thank you, Ceci. We have one more gift. This is really a special personal gift from our staff to Ceci. I hope she's going to like this. Michael, if you can help me. We get the iMag on this.
Oh my gosh.
It is a blanket with lots of photos, memories of things that she was instrumental at the chamber. We hope you'll cuddle up with this and think of us.
I have one to say thank you isn't enough. It isn't enough. I have something very special to say. I have to say that when I was growing up, my best friends and the people who really were my playmates and cultivate me were my parents. And they're here. And I had such a special relationship with them because they really were my playmates. I spent every day with them, and it was very typical of a small kind of Hispanic community person to be raised by my parents. And they're still my best friends. They're here with me all the time. And I know some of you guys can relate. I'm so lucky that they're here with me today, and I just wanted to make sure that they knew that. But thank you. I do want to say something about the chamber. So, at the end of the day, it's all about trust. It's about, for me, at the beginning of my career, it was about the public trust. But it's also about people trusting you and you trusting yourself. And I'm in such great company here with those kind of like-minded people. Jason Loeb, always do the right thing, right? Louis and Jessica Fuentes, yes is the answer. What's the question? And Alfredo Gonzalez, one of the most authentic and sincere people I've ever met. I'm so proud to be in this company with all of you. It is really, truly an honor to be part of this Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce. The staff members, it was wonderful to work with them as well. I'm so lucky and honored to be able to move on to working with Mango's Tropical Cafe. Josh Wallach is, what you're doing in Orlando, it's the next Walt Disney, right? And you couldn't expect anything less from the son of the great David Wallach, right? The icon of Ocean Drive. And I know you're just getting started, and I'm thrilled to be a part of that. So I'm so honored that you all have trusted me. It has been my privilege to serve everybody in this room. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Wow. Thanks again, Ceci. I do want to recognize, I saw Miami-Dade County School Board member Dr. Martin Karp come in. Dr. Karp, Marty, where are you? Thank you for everything you do for our education system in Dade County. Thank you. Before we continue, please turn your attention to the screens as we'd like to thank our presenting sponsors for today and allow a short video from our friends at FIU School of Business and Pathman Lewis.
I'm David Clark, Dean of the College of Business at FIU. I'm very proud to share some great news. U.S. News recently ranked our undergraduate international business program number 8 in the nation, up from 11th last year. FIU Business also came in at number 56 in Bloomberg Business Week's ranking of all full-time MBA programs, outranking many other competitive and prestigious schools of business. This fall, we held our 15th annual Hall of Fame event. We were thrilled to present our Lifetime Achievement Award to Kirk Landon, founder of American Bankers Insurance Group. We also honored 5 outstanding College of Business alumni. Miami artist Alexander Mijares, Global Funding Director Randy Robertson, Miami banking leader Guillermo Castillo, fashion brand founder Alina Villasante, and financial data executive Eric Maldonado. The Hall of Fame event was a huge success. It raised thousands of dollars for student scholarships. As part of our Hall of Fame weekend, we welcomed back 4 honorees who shared their business success strategies, and we hosted a tailgate before our football game. We are very grateful for the support of our alumni and our business partners. They offered frank, helpful input on students' resumes at Resumania, a career service event. They also served in our mentoring program, giving our students ongoing guidance on navigating college and careers. Our alum, Michael Capit, Chief Marketing Officer of Blooming Brands, the parent company of Outback Steakhouse, came back to campus to inspire our students. And our FIU Business Alumni Chapter celebrated at Wynwood Brewery in Miami, founded by FIU business alum Louis Brignoni. Here in South Florida and around the world, the College of Business is making its mark. Our footprint is growing. This fall, we launched expanded graduate and undergraduate programs at FIU's brand new Academic Center in Broward County, FIU at I-75. We are very proud of a new tradition we have established, our annual book drive. Our students, faculty, and staff have collected hundreds of children's books for the students at Miami's Broadmoor Elementary. Join us, engage with us, and become part of the global future of FIU business.
In real estate, it's location, location, location. At Pathman Lewis, it's all about results, results, results. Pathman Lewis, South Florida's go-to law firm for real estate, land use, litigation, and more. Named one of the top law firms in South Florida. From H&M to Aqua to Opelika Airport to the 5th and Alton Retail Center. Our team is experienced, dedicated, and savvy. Prepared to negotiate, close the deal, litigate, and win. Pathman Lewis, attorneys at law.
Okay, we're going to go on to our next award. Everybody, if we can hold it down out of respect for the honorees that are here, I'm going to ask that you please keep your conversation to a minimum so we can continue the program. Okay? Thank you. Shh. Thank you. Our next award for the day is the James McDonald Outstanding Board of Governors Award. This award is given out to highlight the remarkable dedication of a board member who has served on the board for a minimum of 5 consecutive years, takes a leadership role, and provided service above and beyond the expected performance of a board member. This award is named after the late James McDonald, who served as the Chamber's president from 1972 to 1974, and was an active member for more than 25 years. McDonald served as chairman of the Chamber's Crime Task Force and also as chairman of the Miami Beach Redevelopment Corporation. His decades of dedicated public service led to the creation of the Chamber's James McDonald Outstanding Board of Governors Award in 1993. Past recipients of this award include Alan Randolph, Aaron Tandy, Jim Boucher, Sandy Horowitz, Alan Lips, Aletha Player, Jason Loeb, Tony Naboa, Gerald K. Schwartz, Joy Malakoff, Stuart Blumberg, Bart Goldberg, and I was honored to be the recipient of this award in 2001. At this time, please join me in welcoming one of my 2 vice chairs who has been instrumental in helping me over the past 15 months at the Chamber, and past James McDonald recipient and shareholder at Gungster Law, Aaron Tandy, to present this year's James McDonald Award. Aaron?
Thank you, Michael. I am very honored to be able to present this year's James McDonald Award to Alfredo, not only as a fellow board member, fellow recipient of this award, but as my co-chair, vice chair of this organization. I've had the pleasure over the last 10 years to work with Alfredo on numerous projects, both at the Chamber and in the community. And I have been the beneficiary of his advice and his counsel during that time. As a board member and as an executive board member, Alfredo consistently acts to further the interests of this organization as a whole, taking leadership roles, for example, in our Advocacy Council, where he co-chairs with Mr. Pathman, on our recognition of important community issues such as sea level rise, and on the more mundane Bylaws Committee. This award, though, is a recognition of Alfredo's dedication by his fellow board members This award can only be won because Alfredo's board members consider him to be the best recipient this year for this award due to his long-term outstanding service. It is a recognition of the depths of his dedication, not only to the chamber, but this community. And the time and effort he spends is all the more remarkable as he has a thriving law practice, a large extended family, some of which are here today, and is a recent newlywed. How he finds the time to do that, support the chamber and other organizations, I'm not sure, but we are all the beneficiary of Alfredo's good advice. A little background for those of you who don't know Alfredo, although I don't think there's many people in the room who don't. Alfredo grew up here on Miami Beach. He's a graduate of Miami Beach Senior High. He has spent all his years living and working in Miami-Dade County. Besides working at his family's famous restaurant, David's Cafe, before going on to college and law school, Alfredo has spent some time working at the county for Commissioner Bruno Barrero before joining Greenberg Traurig. He's now a shareholder there where he focuses his practice on local government law, particularly in land use, zoning, code issues, procurement, and development law. A majority of his clients are people who have made a difference in Miami Beach, whether it's small-scale or large-scale residential or commercial properties or projects and entertainment venues. Alfredo has been honored with over 8 top law awards and recognition across the county for his legal work in assisting the business community. At this time, please join me in thanking Alfredo Gonzalez for his commitment to the years at the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce as he receives the James McDonald Award.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank my fellow board members for the honor of selecting me today, this year, and I'm really humbled for the recognition. But I must share this award with my parents who are here today, my father and my mother, who really are the reason I'm here. I mean, thank God that back in 1976, they decided to leave New Jersey and move to Miami Beach. So I've been here ever since. It's been a sacrifice, but I've enjoyed it. But on a serious note, my parents instilled in us the sense of giving back to the community, because you have to give back to the community you live in and part of, to not just make it a better place today, but make it a better place for the future. So for that, I really do want to share this with my parents who have always given to this community since they've been here throughout the years, and they continue to do. I also like to take some time to thank Greenberg Traurig for allowing me all the time to dedicate to the chamber over the years and continue to support me as I volunteer with the chamber. I will tell you, for those who are here in the room, if you live here, you do business here, you should give back to the community. And I can't think of a better way than to be part of the chamber. So if anyone out there is not a member of the chamber, I really would suggest on the way out, joining. Because it's a great organization and has made a great change over the years and continues to make a change for the better as Miami Beach celebrates 100 years. And finally, I'd really like to thank my wife for always supporting me, my new wife, for supporting me in all my endeavors. Thank you.
Still gets the title newlywed. Maybe get to stand in the middle.
All right, let's see. Okay. All right, let's keep it going. Again, please limit your conversation, guys. We're almost getting there. We're actually getting caught up on target. So, our next award is the Small Business of the Year Award. This award is in its 4th year and honors a member of the Chamber who started off with an idea, made it a reality, and has continued the dream to raise the image of our community. At this time, I'd like to invite my dad, Bart Goldberg, to join me on stage, not only as a past chair of the Chamber, chairman of the Chamber, but a longtime patron of this year's recipients, a story very similar to the one shared by my father and I. Dad, come on up.
Oh.
Seniority, you got seniority.
How do you like that? I get seniority. You know, I was sitting here listening to the speakers over here before, and I suddenly realized that I've been affiliated with the Chamber since 1964. That's 50 years. And when I was chairman of the Chamber, that was 40 years ago, and now I look out, and my son is here 40 years later. Talk about traditions in Miami Beach. The recipient of this next award is someone that I've had the pleasure of knowing for quite a few years. In fact, Louis and I were talking about this earlier today, trying to figure out about when he first started in business, and it was sometime in the late 80s, early 90s, that he opened up this small restaurant on 41st Street called Avante's. A couple of years after that, I was president of the bank on 41st Street, then known as Jefferson National Bank. We were thinking of an advertising campaign to bring attention to the other small businesses in Miami Beach that we were interested in financing them, even though we were located in the northern reaches on 41st Street at that time. So my advertising people at that time, I believe it was Bob Goodman and his firm, Garber Goodman, suggested we film a series of television commercials and feature in them businesses and the people that we had helped over the years. Well, I was very upset about this because I don't think we could afford it. Television was so expensive. But at that time, they come out with these bundles of television ads. You could buy them less expensively. So, and we did film a commercial, and the first one we filmed was with Louis and Avante. Jessica wasn't with him then working, but Louis came into a commercial with me, and of course I was very pleased to be on camera. And we made that commercial, and it did two things. Number one, it enhanced the image of Jefferson National Bank, which we wanted to do. But more important than that, it created an interest in people in Miami Beach in Avante's and 41st Street. And Louis will tell you, and I'm sure he will when he comes up here, that from that moment on, it was always up. Not that it wasn't going up before, but it went up faster. So I'm happy to be here today, Louis, to congratulate you and Jessica, and I hope I can be here 20 years from now. Michael?
All right, so, you know, between my dad and I, we have been their bankers for, it's 25 years, right? I think, Louis, 25 years. And you guys are family to us. But let's fast forward to February 2nd, 2006. Okay? I know you all can't read that, but I'm going to help you. I get a call from Louis. I'm going to try and do this good. Louis calls me Goldberg. So I get a call one day from Louis. He says, Goldberg. He's real excited. I'm like, Louis, what's up? He goes, you're the best. I go, why? What's up? He goes, I can't believe what you did. I go, Louis, what do you mean? He goes, I just can't believe what you did. Louis, what did I do? I just read the Miami Today article that came out in the paper where you're giving us the best plug I've ever seen, next to when my dad put them on the commercials. So what happened was, at that time, I was senior vice president, area executive with Colonial Bank, the bank that my dad had sold Jefferson to. And I've always worked 25 years, my entire bank career on 41st Street. So they had called me and they said, you know, you're a senior executive, you know, where do you take your clients? Where do you take your prospects for a good business lunch? And they knew it at Cafe Avante. I was there 2-3 times a week. So I just want to share with you, because I know you can't read it. The title of the article is Professionals Suggest These Eateries for Great Ambiance and Food. Niche restaurants fill the bill for diners looking for that exclusive combination of winning ambiance and great food. Michael S. Goldberg, Senior VP at Colonial Bank, said Cafe Avante, a Miami Beach institution for more than 20 years, provides a great dining experience. The Italian food is great. I have never had a bad meal there, he said. The atmosphere is very nice. Owner Luis Fuentes often comes over to say hello, and there's one waiter who sings the specials. It's everything a restaurant should be. The menu at Cafe Avante offers a generous selection of traditional Italian fare. Mr. Goldberg recommends, everybody knows, the chicken parmesan, I don't know why. And I said, or the fish. I must have been eating fish back then. The fish dishes and a dessert tray that's hard to pass up. It then gives the address, the hours, and I saw you actually had a website back then, and Jesse wasn't even with you. I know you didn't do that website by yourself. So, Lewis has this actually hanging in the restaurant, so I actually had to sneak in the day before yesterday and have Roger go up and pull it off and take a picture of it so I can share it with all of you. Now, fast forward a little bit more. Let's go to August of 2014. Okay, and again, I know you can't read this. This is an article that was in the Miami Today when I was featured as the Achiever, which I was honored to be featured at. And it primarily talks about my role as chairman of the board of the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce. Does mention a little bit about me being senior VP of Gibraltar Private Bank and Trust, but it's mostly chamber related. And I want to share with you the beginning of it, what it says. It says, Miami Beach native Michael Goldberg supports business and resolves issues chairing the Beach Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Goldberg sat down with Miami Today reporter Nina Linkoff at the chamber offices and discussed local issues the chamber is looking at and how the chamber capitalizes on the Miami Beach brand and where to get the best chicken parmesan. Now keep in mind, that's the beginning, that's the first part. That's how she opens up. So the last question she asked me, guys, please. The last question she asked me is, are there small businesses you remember from growing up that are still around the beach? And what she didn't put there, she also said, that's a good chamber story. That's been a long-time chamber member, which Cafe Avante has been a 25-year member of the chamber since they opened up shop. So my response, again, this is all in the article, says, I'll give you an example of one. Cafe Avante on 41st Street. Great Italian restaurant.